The Secret of the Missing Polyglot. Chapter 1: The Mysterious Invitation. Lucy sat by the window, staring at the rain. She wanted to speak perfect English, but learning felt like climbing a mountain. "Why is this so hard?" she whispered to herself. Her phone buzzed. She grabbed it and saw a new email. The subject line read, "A secret to unlock languages awaits you." Curious, she opened it. "Dear Lucy," it began. "We know you want to learn English. Join us for a retreat on Language Island. Here, you will discover the key to learning any language quickly. Only a few are invited. Will you come?" Lucy read it twice. "Language Island," she said aloud. "What is this?" She scrolled down and saw a link to accept the invitation. But it didn't say who sent it. She thought for a moment. Could this be real? Or was it just a scam? Her heart raced as she remembered how hard learning English had been. "Maybe this is my chance," she thought. But what if it's a mistake? Suddenly, Lucy heard a voice in her head, "If you don't try, you'll never know." She clicked the link. A form popped up. Name: Lucy Davis. Age: 22. Goal: to speak English fluently. Lucy typed quickly and hit send. A message appeared, "You're in. Pack your bags. Details will follow soon." She stared at the screen. "What did I just do?" she whispered. Will Lucy really go to Language Island? What will she find there? Stay tuned for Chapter 2, The Journey Begins. Chapter 2, The Island of Polyglots. Lucy stepped off the small boat, her feet sinking slightly into the soft sand of the island. The air smelled of salt and something fresh, flowers, perhaps. She clutched her backpack tightly and looked around. Other participants were arriving too, each with wide eyes and curious expressions. "Welcome to the Island of Polyglots," said a tall man in a white shirt. He had a calm smile and spoke slowly. "I'm Elias. I will guide you." Lucy noticed he spoke with perfect clarity, and every word seemed to hang in the air. She repeated his words softly to herself, "Welcome to the Island of Polyglots. I'm Elias. I will guide you." "Say it with me," Elias encouraged. "Welcome. Island. Polyglots." His voice was warm, and Lucy joined in, "Welcome. Island. Polyglots." Elias handed each participant a small, leather-bound journal. Lucy opened hers and saw strange symbols and words written in different languages. Some words were easy to understand, like hello, name, learn. Others looked like puzzles. "This journal holds your first challenge," Elias explained. "Your goal is to unlock its secrets. Work together. Observe. Practice." Lucy turned to the person beside her, a young man named Marco. "Do you know what this means?" she asked, pointing to a word. "It looks like Spanish," Marco said, frowning. "Maybe it means key." "Interesting," Lucy whispered. She felt a mix of excitement and fear. What did these words mean? Why were they chosen? The sun began to set, painting the sky in golden red. As the group moved toward a wooden cabin, Elias stopped and turned to them. "Before we go inside, he said, I need to warn you, this island has secrets. Lucy's heart raced. Secrets? What kind of secrets? Chapter 3, The First Steps. Lucy woke up early. The sound of birds filled the air. She opened her diary. The first challenge was written in bold letters. Learn the 100 most common words in any language. What does this mean? Lucy asked herself. She looked around the room. Other participants were already busy. Some were speaking softly, practicing shadowing. I need to start now, she thought. Lucy found Elias in the study room. How can I do this? She asked. Elias smiled. Start with the simple words I, you, we, they, is, are, have, go. Use them in sentences. For example, I go to the market. Try it. Lucy repeated, I go to the market. She paused. You go to the market. We go to the market. Excellent! Elias said. Now try shadowing. Listen and repeat after me. Elias said slowly, they go to the market. Lucy repeated, they go to the market. Good! Now, practice this every day. Lucy spent the morning learning and repeating. She whispered to herself, I go. You go. We go. But something strange happened. In the afternoon, one of the participants, Mia, did not show up for the group session. Where is Mia? Someone asked. Lucy felt uneasy. She walked to Mia's room but found it empty. On the desk, there was a single piece of paper. It had one word written on it, legacy. What does this mean? Lucy whispered. She looked at the paper again. Could it be a clue? Was Mia in danger? Lucy clutched the paper. I have to find out, she thought.
Ei, você! Eu sei, eu estou interrompendo os seus estudos, mas olha, eu tenho uma lembrança importante para você. Eu vou deixar aqui embaixo na descrição desse vídeo um link com a mensagem 105 palavras mais frequentes para você baixar. Essas palavras são para o idioma inglês, espanhol, japonês, italiano, francês e mandarim. Essas 105 palavras foram cuidadosamente selecionadas para ajudar você a acelerar o seu aprendizado e tornar os seus estudos ainda mais eficientes. São as palavras mais usadas no dia a dia. Baixe agora mesmo e comece a usar essas palavras em suas práticas diárias. Clique no link da descrição, baixe as palavras e continue os seus estudos ainda muito mais motivado.
Chapter 4, Secrets Between the Lines. Lucy sat on the wooden floor of the attic. The air was cold, and the only light came from a small window. In her hands was an old book with strange symbols and faded writing. Her heart raced. What is this? She thought. Look at this, she whispered, calling Mia, one of the other students. Mia climbed the creaky stairs and gasped. Where did you find it? She asked. Lucy pointed to a dusty shelf. It was hidden behind those old boxes. The book was full of notes in different languages, English, French, Spanish, and even Chinese. Some words were familiar, but many were not. Lucy ran her finger over the pages. What does this mean? She asked. Let's try to read it, Mia said. She pointed to a sentence written in bold. Here, repeat after me, language opens the door to the world. Lucy repeated, slowly at first, language opens the door to the world. Then she asked, do you think Elias knows about this? Before Mia could answer, a loud thud echoed from downstairs. The girls froze. Did you hear that? Lucy asked, her voice trembling. Mia nodded. Someone's coming, she whispered. The girls quickly hid the book under a loose floorboard. Footsteps grew louder. Suddenly, the attic door creaked open. It was Elias. He stood there, his face calm but his eyes sharp. What are you two doing here? He asked, his voice low. Lucy looked at Mia. Should they tell him about the book? Or keep it a secret? What will you do? The narrator asks. Should Lucy trust Elias, or should she wait? What do you think? Chapter 5, The Final Test. Lucy stood at the center of the grand library, her heart pounding. Elias had summoned everyone for what he called the final test. The air was thick with tension, and Lucy clutched the ancient manuscript they had found. Her mind raced. What does this test mean? Elias raised his hand, calling for silence. You have all worked hard, he began, his voice calm but firm. But the real secret remains hidden. Only those who solve the puzzle can claim the legacy. Lucy exchanged a glance with Marco, her teammate. We can do this, she whispered, more to herself than to him. The manuscript was written in 5 different languages, each with a unique code. Your time starts now, Elias announced. The group split into smaller teams, poring over the manuscript. Lucy read aloud a line in French, Le savoir est la clé. Knowledge is the key. She repeated it slowly, encouraging Marco to mimic her. Say it with me, knowledge is the key. Knowledge is the key, Marco echoed, nodding. Suddenly, a soft click echoed through the room. The first lock on the manuscript opened. Lucy gasped. It works, she cried. The room buzzed with excitement. But then, the lights flickered. A shadow passed near the doorway. Someone was watching them. Lucy's chest tightened. Who's there? She called out, her voice trembling. No answer came. Focus, Lucy, Marco urged. We need to finish this. The final phrase was in Latin. Lucy hesitated but read it aloud, Veritas liberabit vos. The truth will set you free. Everyone repeated the phrase together. Another click. The second lock opened. Before they could celebrate, the door slammed shut. The sound reverberated through the library. What's happening? Lucy whispered, her eyes wide. Elias smiled cryptically. The real test begins now. Chapter 6, The Legacy of the Polyglot. Lucy held the old journal tightly in her hands. This is it, she whispered. Her team gathered around her, their faces a mix of excitement and fear. The last puzzle was written in 5 languages: English, Spanish, French, Japanese, and Italian. It was a test of everything they had learned. Start with the first sentence, said Marco, pointing to the English text. Lucy read aloud, her voice steady. To speak is to connect. Connection is the key to understanding. Repeat with me, Lucy said, looking at her friends. They echoed her words, practicing the rhythm and sound of the sentence. Could you repeat it too? Then, Mia, who spoke French, translated the next line. Parleur, c'est connecteur. La connexion est la clé de la compréhension. The group repeated, step by step, language by language, until the final line in Italian was spoken. A faint glow appeared on the journal's pages. The words rearranged themselves, revealing the legacy of the polyglot. Learning is not about perfection, it is about persistence. Language is a bridge, not a wall. Build your bridges every day. Is this it? Marco asked, his brow furrowed. It's more than words, Lucy said, smiling. It's a way to live. Suddenly, the ground beneath them began to tremble. A hidden door in the library floor opened, revealing a spiral staircase leading into darkness. Shall we go? Lucy asked, her voice steady but her heart racing. What would they find below? Treasure? Another challenge? Or the final truth? What do you think is waiting for Lucy and her friends? Would you go down the stairs? Repeat these words with me, build your bridges every day. The journey was not over yet.